Welcome to the Profitable Traders. Price action patterns can be very profitable if traded correctly. What you see in the chart is a head and shoulders pattern, and I've banked over 80 pips with this simple price action pattern that I'm going to teach you in this video. If you want to learn how to spot these simple price action patterns and make massive profits, then smash the subscribe button, the notifications bell, so that you'll be alerted whenever we upload new videos. Without further ado, let's get started. Head and shoulders pattern is what I've used on this trade particularly to make profits of over 80 pips with 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, as you can see on the chart here. And this is what I'm going to teach you in this video. Before I go into this technical analysis of this trade, let me first show you how to trade head and shoulders pattern on a blank chart. Let's say we have a market making a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, that makes a higher high and a higher low. Now here we have this level which is being created here, and this one here is the resistance level. Now when this market makes a pullback to this level of structure, then gets pushed down, then this becomes the head and shoulders pattern. We have the head, we have this one shoulder, this one is the second shoulder, and this one is the neckline. We have this neckline. So this is what we define as head and shoulders pattern, and there are different ways you can trade this head and shoulders pattern. The aggressive way you can trade this head and shoulders pattern is when this market makes a pullback to this level of structure at the same level of the first shoulder, then you look for any indication of going to the downside. The second way of trading this head and shoulders pattern is when you wait for the market to break below the neckline. This one is the neckline. Let me change the color to blue, and then makes a pullback to this level of structure which is at the neckline. Then you look for any indication of going to the downside. The rules you can make for this head and shoulders pattern is that let the shoulders be at the same level, the neckline at the same level, or if the shoulders are at the same level, then this qualifies to be a head and shoulders pattern, or if the neckline is at the same level, then this qualifies to be head and shoulders pattern. And now back to this trade. This is New Zealand CAD on a daily time frame. When I came on this currency pair, I saw this market made such an impulsive leg, then a pullback at this level of structure, then made another impulsive leg that closes above the previous level of structure, which is the resistance level at the first shoulder, then makes a pullback that closes below this level of resistance, then makes another pullback at the same level of the first shoulder. Then I went to a lower time frame. In this case it's a 4-hour time frame, and I saw this nice indication. We have the first top, we have the second top with this bearish candle. So at this bearish candle, this is where I got into the trade. The stop loss was just 1 ATR above the swing highs, and the take profit was at 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. This market made a pullback here, went up above my break even, then makes a pullback here, then came back up here, and while it was making these lower lows and lower highs, I went to a much lower time frame, which is a 1-hour time frame, and in this 1-hour time frame it made this lower low and made a pullback here. Now when it made this pullback here, I just wanted to protect my capital here, so what I did, I brought my stop loss 1 ATR above this level, and this was exactly here. This is where I brought my stop loss, and my take profit was hit, giving me over 80 pips, around 84 pips in profits. And this is how you can use this simple price action pattern to make profits. So what you do, wait for a market to create the first shoulder at a strong level of structure, then makes a pullback, then makes another impulsive leg that crosses above resistance level, and a pullback that breaks below this resistance level. When it makes another pullback at this resistance level, then we have two options to trade it. The first option is to enter when the market is at this level. The second option is wait for the market to break the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern, then makes a pullback to it and enter into the trade. Let me show you more examples of this head and shoulders pattern. We have this market that made an impulsive leg, a pullback, and another impulsive leg that breaks and closes below this level of support, and the market made another impulsive leg at the same level of the neckline and a pullback to this level of support. And at this pullback you can enter into trade and make profits on a lower time frame, or you can wait for a pullback and enter into the trade. Let's look at another example. Another example is here. We have a market making a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, and a pullback. At this lower low is where the first shoulder is created. Then the head is being created here by breaking below this support level and made an impulsive leg and made a pullback to this same level of structure. Now we have our head and shoulders pattern being created, and here you can enter into the trade at the pullback to the level of the first shoulder and make profits. And in my radar I have Aussie New Zealand. This Aussie New Zealand on a daily time frame, I have already drawn my daily levels of structure. These are powerful levels of structure that I always draw on the charts. Here this level of structure was tested here as resistance, it was tested here as resistance, it was tested here as support, it was tested here as resistance, tested here as resistance. And what do you see again here? You see this market was in a downtrend previously, making a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. I just made a small pullback to it and a lower low. Now what happened here? This market made a pullback at this level of structure, then failed to make a lower low that closes below this level of structure. So it made a lower high. And after this lower high, this market broke above this level of structure. What do you think I'm waiting on this currency pair? I'm waiting for the pullback to this level of structure, then expect a reversal. This analysis is a reversal strategy that I use to make massive profits, and I've made a video about this reversal strategy. I'll put in the card. I'll also put a link in the description below. If you want to learn more about this reversal strategy, then you can watch that video. If I don't find a pullback to this level of support, when this market gets up here to this level of resistance, I'll just look for any indication to go to the downside as a counter trend. So this has brought us to the end of our discussion. Thank you for watching. I'm Edward Majok, the Profitable Traders Coach. If you have found value in this video, would you give it a like and subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, and share this video with your friends. See you in the next video.